pawn d4, pawn e6, pawn c4, pawn f5, pawn g3, knight f6, bishop g2, bishop e7, knight f3, pawn d6, castles kingside, castles kingside, pawn b3, queen e8, queen c2, queen h5, knight c3, knight c6, bishop a3, bishop d7, pawn d5, knight d8, knight e5, pawn takes e5, bishop takes e7, rook f7, bishop a3, pawn takes d5, knight takes d5, pawn f4, rook a1, d1, knight takes d5, bishop takes d5, bishop e6, queen d3, bishop takes d5, queen takes d5, knight c6, bishop c5, rook e8, pawn b4, pawn a6, pawn b5, pawn takes b5, pawn takes b5, knight a5, queen e6, rook a8, rook d7, queen g6, queen d5, pawn h6, rook takes c7, rook e8, bishop b4, pawn b6, bishop takes a5, pawn takes a5, pawn b6, queen e6, queen takes e6, rook takes e6, rook b1, rook e8, rook takes f7, king takes f7, pawn b7, rook b8, pawn takes f4, pawn takes f4, king g2, king e6, king f3, pawn g5, king e4.